your meeting.
That would be you. That would be Mr. Hernandez. Oh, I'm so sorry. Let me ask you.
Okay.
Mr. Alarcón, how do you propose getting through the gridlock that is just crippling our state Congress, our state from getting anything done? It's valuable legislation out there, and it just never seems to go anywhere. But we just seem to be turning circles.
Yeah, that's a. I think that's a general question that all of us have in getting through the gridlock. And I suppose I can tell you that I'm going to be one member out of 120 in the legislature that's going to change the world. But I'm not going to tell you that. What I am going to tell you is that I will be a voice for the people of my district as opposed to a voice of the leadership of Sacramento. And secondly, I would advocate for specific projects that can get done that may be counterintuitive to what they've been doing. So, for example, when the state wanted to cut resources to education, I introduced a bill that provided $200 million to the educational system to go into the classroom. A lot of people said that's not going to, no way that's going to pass, we can't afford it. At the end of the day, it was funded, $200 million. There was also a bill that I introduced that had to do with expanding home ownership in the state of California. And it had never, the general fund had never been used for funding the construction of housing for the purpose of home ownership. The program that I was supporting was called Cal Home. I created it. And the legislation ended up after a negotiated process, in funding for the first time out of the general fund, $550 million to create 70,000 opportunities for people to own their homes. The third project I would mention is just a local one. In the San Fernando Valley, we didn't have a pediatric trauma care center. My son was killed in a car accident in 1987, just up the street on Victory and Tujunga. He was 3 years old at the time. His great-grandmother was also killed instantly. My son died. He was flown to Children's Hospital and died in my arms the next day. That was, like I said, in 1987, so, but it's still something that I think about every single day. So I learned that the reason he was flown to Children's Hospital was because we didn't have a pediatric trauma care center. In the San Fernando Valley, in the Santa Clarita Valley, in the Simi Valley, no pediatric trauma care center. The closest one were UCLA and General Hospital and Children's Hospital. That's why he was flown there. That was a project that people said was impossible. And yet, I increased the funding for trauma care in every category of trauma care across the state of California, and it continues to grow, by the way. And so trauma care services are enhanced throughout the state of California. 15% of that money was dedicated to pediatric trauma care center and pediatric trauma care, and the first $2 million went to Northridge Hospital, and they created the first ever pediatric trauma care center named after my son. It's called Richie's Pediatric Trauma Care Center. So what I'm here to tell you is that where there's a will, there's a way. Where there's experience, there's a better opportunity to negotiate, to fight for, to cajole, to embarrass, to do whatever has to be done, to tell the state folks, the leadership, and to stand up to leadership. I don't need this position, but somebody needs to stand up and say what they're doing is wrong, and we need to shake it loose and do what's right for the people of California. And so I'm saying that I have the experience to do that, and I have no fear of ramifications for doing that. And if you don't believe me, just read the press.